She was under a lot of stress at the time. It was extremely traumatic for her to go through all the pain, procedures, and scrutiny from the media while being away from her family and children. She missed them terribly and it wasn't easy for her. Princess Charlene traveled to South Africa, the country she grew up in May, to work on conservation projects with her foundation. While her stay in the nation was supposed to be brief, she found herself grounded due to a severe ENT infection she had developed following a dental procedure. Charlene was able to travel back to Monaco only in November, after undergoing her last surgery on October 8. While in South Africa, the royal spoke multiple times about missing her husband Prince Albert and twin children Jack and Gabriella. In July, after being unable to celebrate her 10th wedding anniversary with her husband, Charlene told News Channel 24, "I miss my husband and children dearly. What has been extremely difficult for me was when I was instructed by my medical team that I could not return home for my 10th wedding anniversary. Albert is my rock and strength, and without his love and support I would not have been able to get through this painful time." To ease her homesickness, Albert traveled twice to South Africa with the children over the summer. While in South Africa, Princess Charlene remained busy with her foundation and got involved in a number of charity projects, Ms. Whitstock said. She said, "Helping others is what drives her. It's what she's all about." Among the initiatives she promoted during her forced stay, there has been the Chasing Zero campaign brought about by Charlene's foundation, which aims at eliminating the illegal poaching of rhino horns. Princess Charlene also started a food program for children and made blankets for a nearby school. Charlene's return to Monaco was initially celebrated by the former Olympic swimmer with a heartwarming post on Instagram, which included a picture of the Monégasque royals reunited. In the caption, Charlene said, "Happy day today. Thank you all for keeping me strong." However, Charlene left her loved ones once again a few days later to enter a treatment facility outside of Monaco. Speaking about this decision, Prince Albert said Charlene was overwhelmed and couldn't face official duties, life in general, or even family life following her return from her stressful stay in South Africa. Speaking to People magazine about his wife's health conditions, the head of the Monégasque Principality said last month, "Obviously there were consequences of her different surgeries and the procedures she underwent in the last few months. That certainly was a factor, but at this point I prefer not to comment further. I can say she was suffering incredible fatigue. She hadn't slept well in a number of days and she wasn't eating at all well. She has lost a lot of weight, which made her vulnerable to other potential ailments. A cold or the flu, or God help us, COVID." Princess Charlene is believed to still be at the treatment facility in a bid to recover from her exhaustion. Prince Harry will return to the UK to visit his grandmother with or without his wife Meghan Markle, a source has claimed. The prince is reportedly very worried about the Queen's health, and according to the source has been in touch with her non-stop since she spent a night in hospital on October 20th. However, Meghan Markle is expected to remain in the US with the couple's 2 children, Archie and Lilibet. Speaking on Harry's reasons for returning to the UK, the source told OK! Magazine, he's fearful there may not be another opportunity to celebrate the holidays with the Queen. For all of his grievances with the royal family, he adores his grandmother and misses her terribly. Mr. Bashir used dishonest methods later covered up by a woefully ineffective internal investigation by Tony Hall, later the BBC Director General. The Earl of Spencer said, "Lord Dyson did a very good job. His brief was tiny. It was to look at a very specific area, and there is still so much more to look at in the broader terms of who was responsible for what. How did it come to this? Did documents get hidden from view? All sorts of really important stuff which is yet to come out. So I see the Lord Dyson report as a very welcome development, but there is still a long way to go with this." Earl Spencer told BBC Breakfast it was clear to him that there are certain people who were in the BBC, who have behaved in a way that is truly abysmal and possibly criminal. He was asked how far he would take his investigation. He said, "That is the question, and I have got people looking at that, and we will see. It is not going to end now. I am not saying that as some ugly threat. It just can't stop now, as there is still more to come out." A BBC spokesman told The Telegraph, "Today's BBC has aimed to be as open and transparent as possible about the events of 25 years ago. We held an independent, judge-led investigation which was concluded within 6 months, and, separately, BBC News commissioned an edition of Panorama in which journalists robustly investigated their own employer. While the BBC cannot turn back the clock after a quarter of a century, we made a full and unconditional apology the day Lord Dyson's report was published." Martin Bashir is a British journalist formerly of the BBC. He is also known for his 2003 ITV documentary about Michael Jackson. Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen and Linda Barker will star in the return of their home renovation show Changing Rooms on Channel 4 this week. They will be looking to help more guests on the show in need of property renovations. Llewellyn-Bowen has made a name for himself as a self-styled home-style consultant and television personality. He caused a stir in May 2019, however, when he commented on what he had previously said about working with Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex. Appearing on Loose Women, he was asked why he said Meghan's dress sense was dull, but rather than explain his comments, he insulted Meghan again. Llewellyn-Bowen said, "Now I would like to spring to my own defense. I was trying to break it to everyone gently that I don't TMT want to design Frogmore Cottage. She TMS a lovely lady, but I don't TMT want to. I think she has a strong sense of her own style, but it TMS a bit beige for me." It had been revealed prior to this interview that Prince Harry and Meghan had chosen Vicky Charles to decorate their new home. And when asked about their choice by News Corp, Llewellyn-Bowen hit out at the couple. He said, "Meghan is far too dull, she TMD runs screaming from me." The star explained, "My only hope for a proper, decent royal commission is when we get a Queen Camilla. She TMS just over the garden fence, and I TMM very much hoping for a royal command." Expanding on what he TMD designed for Camilla, he added, "I think something that TMS Elvis trademark jungle room." Llewellyn-Bowen also joked that he would set up his grandson with Princess Charlotte. He said, "I adore him, and having brought up daughters, to have a grandson is incredible. I was trying to persuade him the other day how pretty Princess Charlotte was." In 2018, Llewellyn-Bowen revealed that he has strong ties to the royal family. He said that he previously designed the floors at Buckingham Palace, but Prince Philip disliked his creation. The designer explained in an interview with the Daily Mail, "I did some flooring at Buckingham Palace years and years ago, before I was famous, and Prince Philip hated it. So I just say, you probably don't TMT know this, but years ago, I designed these floors. Trademark," and he looked down and went, "HMM, never liked them." Trademark that sort of killed the conversation, really. The TV personality claimed that the Queen has a more positive view of him, however. He also claimed that his neighbors, Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles, always borrow gin from him. The Australian personality also said that he and Prince Harry bump into each other regularly. Llewellyn-Bowen TMS daughters also went to Marlborough, the same school where Kate Middleton studied as a young girl. Llewellyn-Bowen also once purchased a manor house in Gloucestershire, which was previously owned by the Prince of Wales.